Here's what I've learned from working with founders around the world. Results aren't about perfect execution. They're about collaboration and taking ownership of outcomes, as if your name is on the building.
The result doesn't show up in the kickoff deck. It shows up months later in the margin, in the metric, in the movement. You didn't guess it. You built it.
Over the years, I've noticed something about the entrepreneurs who actually scale. They build things that most people don't believe it's achievable.
At Good Habits, we're deploying AI across the company, and we've had some pretty exciting successes I want to share. Over the last 6 months alone, we've managed to increase productivity of our production department by 41%, reduce speed to content to market by 75%, and reduce cost of external production by 44%. But that's only the beginning.
When we implemented AI in the ad insertion process, impact was immediate. We divided time to list by 3, and we improved performance of the listing by 10%.
So when a pharmacy sends the promotion items, our team adapt own token to iFood system, and then our team earn more than 50% of productivity. So this is a tactical innovation.
We used AI to create Ali, our people support agent, and we reached a 92% rate of assertiveness in our responses.
Real founders don't just celebrate results. They multiply them, and they always raise the bar. The moment you start asking, how would a founder solve this? You shifted from the employee mindset to the explorer mindset. You stop asking, what is my job? And start thinking, what is the real problem you are solving? This is what I call system thinking. Founders don't just solve immediate problems. They build capabilities that solve future ones. That's why founders don't just solve surface-level problems. They design systems that generate outcomes again and again.
This happened when eMAG grew 33% in a market everyone said was saturated. When iFood slashed customer acquisition cost by 30% while scaling. And also when OLX broke the equation, scale and profit.
I've always been fascinated by builders. Not just people who build companies, but people who build solutions to real problems. And they never stop thinking like founders, even running billion-dollar companies. They maintain what Bain & Company calls the founder's mentality. But here's what I've discovered in my years working with entrepreneurs. This isn't just a mindset. It's how the founder brain actually processes problems. MIT's Earl Miller found that founders' brains display a unique trait: constraint-driven creativity. They see obstacles as design parameters, not roadblocks. This is what separates founders' mentality from employees' mentality. Founders don't see problems, they see product development opportunities. We have a saying at Prosus: status quo, not status quo. Cambridge's Carol Dweck proved that organizations using growth language outperform fixed language companies by 47% in innovation metrics. Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. In companies, compounding happens when every result builds capability for bigger results. At Prosus, compounding happens when we use the power of our ecosystem to learn and grow faster.
It starts with a change. Then it becomes a system. Then a culture. That's how real impact compounds. Not in noise, but in rhythm.
That's why we embraced Rapid, a founder's framework for making results repeatable. R as in relentless focus. Use Pareto's principle every day, where 20% of your actions create 80% of the impact. A as in agile interaction. Treat every move as a test. Build, learn, refine, and repeat. P as in purpose connection. Tie execution to mission. We constantly ask, how does this serve our 2 billion people goal? I as in intelligent constraints. Turn limitations into creative fuel. Constraints don't block, they shape. D as in data-driven decisions. Let's facts win, not opinion. The best decisions is the one that numbers support, not the ones that feels safe. This week, choose one important project and ask yourself, if this were my company, how would I approach it differently, pursuing fantastic outcomes? Then do exactly that. And trust me, your results will transform.
Invention without execution is imagination. Exploration without delivery is noise. Do you want to change the game?
Build, learn, improve, deliver, and win.